You acting like a big old kid. You know, you play too much. You too old to be playing like that. Ever hear those words? Ever hear those statements come out of your mouth? You know, when you done got comfortable or, you know, you done got so relaxed to where you didn't let your hair down. And so now, you know, you're doing things or you're saying things and people are looking at you like, what's wrong with you? Right? And they'll say something like, you know, you play too much. You know, trying to make folks laugh, or you doing too much. You know, once you grow up, you need to grow up. You too old to be acting like that. You ever hear those kind of statements? And then when people say that, you know, the folks that's doing the acting, you know, childish, they get all in their feelings and they get butthurt. Then they want to get offended. Then it turns into something totally different. But initially, it's, why don't you stop playing because you play too much? You know, you too old to be acting like that. You act like a big old kid. You dig? Let's talk about it. Please make sure that you like this channel. Please subscribe to the channel. Please hit that bell notification so you're always notified whenever I upload content, right? And please make sure you leave a comment down below. I would love to read your comments and interact with you as you comment on the videos. Make sure you share these videos on all your platforms, right? With everyone when you know, so you can check out some of the other videos on this channel. Now let's get back to the video. Now the scripture is coming out of 1 Corinthians 13th chapter and 11th verse, right? And it says, when I was a child, I spoke as a child. I thought as a child. And I understood as a child. But when I became a man, childish things I put away. 1 Corinthians 13 and 11. You dig? There comes a time in our lives where we have to put away childish thoughts. We have to put away childish speaking. We have to put away childish understanding. Because it's not going to profit. It's not going to benefit. It's not going to help. It's not going to restore. It's not going to put over the top. It's not going to do any of those things. You dig? All it's going to do is hurt us and hurt the ones that we care about the most in the long run. Because we just could not come to the realization. We just could not come to the understanding that, you know, we were still operating as a child. Forbid anyone tell us that we're operating as a child. Forbid anyone even mention the fact that we're thinking like a child. And damn anybody open their mouth to say that we're speaking like we're a child. But when the layers are peeled back, and when you look at yourself in the mirror with those truths that were thrown at you because you didn't hear them when God was saying them to you. You didn't hear them when your loved ones were trying to pull your coattail. But it had to take someone that was being used, controlled, or influenced by enemy forces to slap us in the face with how we were actually being, which was childish. Childish in our thoughts, in our speech, and in our understanding. How? In what ways? Because the same things that as children we were thinking, we were understanding to be true, we were speaking out of our mouths because we didn't know any better. Those same things are yet being spoken out of our mouths today. Those same immature thoughts are yet being thought. Those same immature ways of understanding reality are still those same thoughts of wishing and hoping of what reality, looks like, rather than what reality really is, which most people don't want to deal with. That's why they turn to drugs. That's why they turn to, alcohol. That's why they turn to, the abuse of sex. That's why they turn to violence. That's why they turn to just a bunch of crazy stuff, because they have not dealt with the fact that their thoughts are yet still immature and childish. And it's costed them a lot, in life. It's cost them relationships. It's cost them jobs. It's cost them respect. It's cost them different things, because instead of going into life with an adult mentality, with an adult understanding and adult speech, they still have these childish ways. And people get tired of that. People, they move away from that. They distance themselves from you because you haven't grown up. And some people just don't know how to come out and say it, that you haven't grown up. But yet the other people that are bold enough to come out and say you haven't grown up, like I said, most of the time they're not your family, because they already tried, you wasn't listening. It wasn't, people that you respected, because they tried to tell you, you just thought they was tripping. But it takes your enemy, or it takes somebody that don't even know you, but that can read your mail, like, a prophet or somebody like that, to come and slash you and make you feel really small, because they're trying to get your attention. They're trying to save you from destruction. And so if they got to use tough love and got to talk to you a little crazy, right, and make you really feel bad and feel, like you're 2 inches tall, they'll do that to save your soul. They'll do that. They don't care nothing about you being embarrassed. They don't care nothing about you being mad. They don't care nothing about you being exposed. You got to grow up. And if exposure means you finally snap out of childish ways and come into adult reality and understanding and speaking and reasoning, then so be it. If it takes for you being broke to come out of these childish fantasies and these childish dreams, to come to understand that this is reality, this is adulthood, and it's no longer, childish ways of thinking and understanding is no longer going to work, right? This is the reality that some people have yet to face, because they're still living life with childish mentalities. They're still living life with this era of expectation. Like people are supposed to do for them. Like people are supposed to cater to them. Like people are supposed to shower them with applauses and acceptance and gifts and favors. They have this expectation that that's the way life is supposed to be for them, right? But for those of us that are wise, and for those of us that are seasoned enough to know that that's childish thinking, knows that that type of lifestyle, that type of mentality will only last so long. And eventually the bubble will be busted. Eventually they'll have to come down to planet Earth and have a reality check, realizing that no one is going to cater to you all your life. Now there's a few out there that are that good, and they can pull the wool over people's eyes at different stages in their life, and they can live carefree through other people and on other people's wallets. But most of the time, there comes a point in everyone's life where they have to put childish thinking away, put childish speech away. Every other word is a 4-letter word, and everything that comes out of our mouth has to be negative or in defense of our own pride and our own filth and our own sin, or has to be tearing someone down so people won't look at us and see our faults, right? Everyone has to grow up, and sometimes that hurts. It's not easy. Sometimes it's really stripping, because you've been lied to all your life. You've been told you're the best. You've been told you're the most beautiful. You've been told you got the best body. You've been told you're so fine. You've been catered and given everything in your life. You've been told you're the most handsome and you're so fine, and girls just fall over and they'll give you anything you want. But you got to put childish things away. What about standing on your own 2 feet? What about helping others instead of taking from others? What about not being the person that uses and manipulates, right? You got all the clothes, you got all the shoes, you got all the bags, but you ain't got no man. And then you want to give advice on how to come up, but you ain't got no man. And then when people start getting on you about how you look and your lifestyle and how you dress and how you portraying, and that's going to get old, and then let 10, 15 years roll down. You still ain't got no man, you still ain't got no kid, or you might have one kid, but that was a mistake kid, and then you're trying to give relationship advice. Don't work that way. You dig? So just want to encourage you, man, to put away the childish thinking. Put away that entitlement. Put away childish ways of speaking. Like the world is your oyster and everybody owes you something. Put away the childish understanding as that you have this understanding of superiority and that you're going to go through life just easy peasy with everybody bowing down and catering to you and showering you with love and acceptance and gifts. It's time to put those things away. It's time to man up or woman up. It's time to have a reality check and realize that everything that you want in life, you really should be working for. Because if it's given to you, it really doesn't mean that much. And it doesn't hold much weight. You don't hold as much value in it when it's given to you, unless it's given to you by someone you truly adore, love, and respect, or unless you actually earn it for yourself. Because when it's given to you and you haven't earned it, you're not going to treat it like it has any value. Maybe in the beginning, but after a while, it's going to be like anything else, right? But if it's something that you had to earn, you had to wait for, you had to toil and sweat, and you had to wrestle for, it's going to hold a different weight and value in your heart. Or if it's something that was given to you by a loved one, something that someone that you truly honor and respect and you love and have a deep admiration for, it's going to hold a different weight in your heart. But you got to earn it. You got to go out there and get it, not have it given to you, not manipulate and lie to get it. We got to come up out of those childish ways and childish thinking and grow up. So I just want to encourage y'all on today, man. Let's start walking in maturity. Let's start thinking mature thoughts. And most of all, let's start speaking maturely, right? Because the words that we say changes the atmosphere that surrounds us. The way we think changes the way we speak. And the way that we understand, or the things we understand, shapes our thoughts. You dig? So be encouraged today. You are more than a conqueror. You are more than what the naysayers say that you are not. And don't take it so personal if someone says, hey, you need to grow up. Hey, come on up a little higher. Hey, you're still operating in childish thoughts and childish speech and childish understanding. You dig? Don't take it so personal, but do a self-reflection and see if what they're saying has any truth. And if it does, change it and come on up and put those childish things away. At some point, man, we got to grow up. At some point, sis, you got to start to mature. This is what we have to start doing, not only just as individuals, but as a people. We got to put childish things away and grow up into adulthood. Start maturing into the wisdom that our grandparents gave us, the wisdom that just life has taught us, and the wisdom that God offers through his word. We got to grow up. This is your man, Levon. Be blessed on today.